we make a very popular handheld test and measurement device. In fact, we've got several flavors of it. They're actually very well known in the industry. In fact, when we did our last poll, we literally had one of these in just about every major broadcaster globally. And when you ping all the different positions on a map, it's actually quite gratifying to know that we go all the way up to Greenland, all the way down to actually to the depths with one of these is in one of the oceanographing submarines doing the test. So why have they been popular? Basically it is because they are a combined generator, analyzer and monitor. Very easy to use. The product that you're seeing here is the SXE, and this is the one that we've sold over 5,000 units worldwide. And its popularity comes from this, the physical layer analyzer. That enables you to look at the ion jitter pattern, and it's the first time anywhere in the world that a company was able to put such technology on a portable device. And we've branched out. The tag is our latest addition to the range, and the tag's interesting because it offers several interfaces to do with analog, optical, and now we're supporting HDMI. All of our products are connected and open in the sense that they've all got web servers on them, so you can remotely control them. What's interesting about Phabrix as a company, we were at the Olympics. I'm pleased to say that we've been at each of the Olympics, and as you can see, the Olympic Committee, OBS, of course you won't be able to quote me on that, find it very popular to have our products in every single venue. So more than ever this year we had our SXEs, and of course because we introduced the tag, a few of the tags. So again, great success with the Olympics. Just a couple of things to say about the SX tag. The tag, as I say, is at V1.5, and what V1.5 brought in was additional tool sets to the already remarkable tools which are encompassed in this very small device. That's to do with EDID. For those of you who aren't familiar with EDID, every instrument which has an HDMI sprocket has details associated with it. And so using the tag, you can plug it into any device with an HDMI. And if it supports EDID, you'll be able to see the interface, the color spaces. And where is it useful? Well, if you've got a big video wall in a broadcaster and it's dead, you don't know what's causing it, you can plug in one of our devices and see instantly what's happening with the monitor. So very popular. It also generates through the HDMI port. And usefully, you can use it the other way around. So you can take an HDMI input and bring it into the SDI toolset within the tag to see if that device is working properly. The RX range is our next popular device. We make a series of rasterizers. The one at the top, the RX 2000, has 2 integral screens and dynamic speakers, but each of them are rasterizers, producing a 1920 by 1080 response to the instrumentation. They're all modular. That's kind of one of the key things to do with the product. You can scale it, and obviously you have 3 flavors. And here are some of the modules that you can put into the device to make it fit exactly into the application that you wish it to sit. In use, it couldn't be easier, and one of the key attributes of the product is its ability to dynamically create the instruments that are important to the application that it's in. So whether it's sitting in an OB environment, engineering, MCR, then there's a place for the RX. And this product has literally taken off in 2015, and at the moment it's supporting SD and HD. There is a 3G option that you can go onto, and obviously we'll have some news about this product as we move towards IP in AB next year. Moving on, again, it has a ton of instrumentation. In fact, what you're looking at here is the standard toolset on that product. So it's a remarkable product for many reasons. It will do audio and video simultaneously. It will do data analysis, so it does closed captioning, loudness, and it also has a very comprehensive Dolby support for Dolby ED and D+. And it has 2 Dolby decoders as part of that option. In fact, 2015 was the best ever year for the RX, and we had major installs in Astro, in NBC, NTP in Poland. So again, as a product, it's gaining much more interest. It's a very economical product to purchase, and it has a lot of applications within the industry infrastructure, and it's obviously been adopted by many of the leading broadcasters worldwide. But of course, that's kind of the past in the sense of SD, HD, 3G. But of course, a lot of the talk at IBC this year is to do with UHD TV and indeed IP. But let's start with UHD TV. And obviously, we know that it's coming into all sorts of areas of the industry. And that's where we as a company are very good at being innovative. We have innovation built within our core. And part of adopting a test and measurement strategy for looking at HDTV formats and support is with a new product, a completely new platform, and it's called the QX. Now the QX is the biggest development that this company has had since 2013, which was our last new device, which was the tag. So all of our resources have gone into developing the QX. It's a completely new platform. I'm sure that Phil will talk to you a little bit more detail as we go through. But effectively, in this very small chassis, you have a powerhouse of technology to support 12G. So you can go, it's multi-rate, you can go from HD, 3G, 6G, 12G. And it supports 4 inputs of 12G. That's a staggering 48 gigabits per second bandwidth. But this is the unique part of the, which was just shot through there, of the product. It's to do with, if I go forward and we'll look at it in a bit more detail. On the QX, unlike any other product on the market at the moment, we do support 4 in and 4 out. So it's a generator and an analyzer for 12 gig. And usefully we have this, which is an SFP port, which is a 10 gig E port, which enables us to look at IP infrastructures. The tool set associated with the QX is probably one of the most sophisticated for compliance and verification. Why is that important? The importance for a broadcaster, and that means all of the people that you see at IBC, they need something to test to compliance and verify that they're actually hitting the right figures to do with SMPTE standards. They need this. And what you're looking at there is a world first. It's a 12 gig SDI, a physical layer I, but it's all based on real-time eye technology, which is a trademark of Phabrix. It doesn't exist anywhere else. What does that mean? It means that this is a real-time response to the signal. Now, for a broadcaster, if you've got a problem with the infrastructure, the layout of your board, then you do not want to be producing this in numbers before you've tested it. And that's where we come in. So we will be able to see the signal integrity as it runs through the circuitry. Obviously, we have jitter. Interestingly, about UHD TV, you have to support various formats. Some of them are carried on 1, and some of them are carried on 4, some of them are carried on 2. So clearly, the boxes that you see here will identify up to a quad stream so that you can test all of the, I think it's 1300 standards associated with the UHD TV, and that doesn't include the IP standards. When it comes down to why would you use it, well, here are kind of HD, 3G, 6G, 12G, and there are various aspects of it that in the SMPTE standards, if you're producing a product, you need to actually show your customers that you've got the right rise time, fall time, amplitude, things like that. So that's where this product is set. It clearly is set at the manufacturing application. So this one does slow down for me. So if this is the one thing you take away, it's the real-time eye. This ability to look at automated measurements, so you plug it in and it kind of goes through a table, it analyzes it and spits out the figures. And as long as those are not looking red, as long as they're white, you know that that signal is compliant with SMPTE, and that's quite important. Associated with that, you've got other tools, histograms, alignment, and timing jitter. So a lot of instrumentation in a very small box. It's also a hybrid, so it supports 4K, 8K, and IP. And as we'll see at IBC this year, there's an awful lot of interest in IP, and certainly the solution that you will find on the Phabrix box is quite unique, in the sense that all the IP analysis is done within the FPGA. So it's not associated with any SFPs, embryonics, etc. We can do that, but obviously we have the technology and the IP within the company to do it ourselves.
10 years ago we came to this show and we brought a product like this and we demonstrated it. It wasn't fully working at all. It was just a shell really at that point. But 10 years later, I think we've got an amazing company. Who've gone from making a very simple handheld. This became dominant in the market. We've got more than 6,000 of these in the market, and that's quite big for this industry. And these cost a reasonable amount of money. And we kind of displaced companies like Tektronix and Leader, who were our main competitors at the time, although we didn't really think they were the competition. But that's how it turned out. We thought they were aiming much higher in the market than us, but we've now progressed from this part of the market to much more advanced tools like the QX.
You're allowed to smile.
Sorry. I should have smiled. Sorry. So this is... right. Yeah, so 10 years ago we brought this. We've been through the SX range, we've got the this is still shipping, still in production, we're still developing software, we've got a new release coming out in a couple of weeks. Every unit ever shipped still runs the same software, so if you invest in Phabrix kit, it's a good investment and it's going to last a long time. And I guess that was the big challenge when it came to the QX. So when it came to the QX, we thought, how do we move forward? We're in an uncertain future. We've got everybody talking about IP, everybody talking about new standards. So we've got things like high dynamic range, wide colour gamut, high frame rates, more resolution, new Dolby standards, new multi-surround sound audio. So it's a big challenge. We did a lot of learning on this product range and on the RX product range, and we're plugging all that learning and knowledge into the QX. So the QX has been shipping for about 5 months. Early ones were running on beta software. The reason for that is the demand is really strong, and no one can provide product that works in this new environment. So a lot of customers came to us and said, well, we need a product. And we said, okay, will you take a beta? And that's where we've been. So we've been selling the beta product. But designing into this is the absolute latest technology. What Paul's mentioned is, we've got 4 ports in, 4 ports out in SDI. Each of these ports operates at 12 gig. So we can take this product up to 48 gig payloads. That takes us into 8K standards as well as 4K standards. A lot of products stop at 12 gig. 12 gig only does 422 at 60 Hertz in 4K. If you want to do 444 or 12-bit, which you might need for high dynamic range, you need 2 ports. So we're kind of future-proof, put a lot of work into this. It represents about 3 years' worth of work to get to this stage, and we're just starting to ship. The company is still owned predominantly by myself and other members of the team. We're still self-funded. We've done that over a 10-year period. We've invested in this. We've doubled our R&D team in the last couple of years. We're now 35 people, and we spend twice as much as other companies on R&D. So that kind of tells you where we are. And I think this is about to propel the company forwards very fast as we move into this next phase. And hopefully repeat exactly what we did with the RX, with the SX units, but with the QX. And this year, I think we're up 35% in terms of revenue on last year. So it's accelerating quick, and we've only just started shipping this. So you should see things start to change quite rapidly. And we'll take this into competition with the mainstream players again, and we'll broaden the product range, and hopefully this will be a wave that comes through.
Just to leave you then with one thought, obviously there is an IP future that's at IBC. If you want to see our application of it, then do come to the stand, which is in Hall 10 B12. Be happy to show it to you. And as part of each of these bodies, then obviously they'll need a solution, and we hope that they'll choose the Phabrix solution to do that. Okay, so probably at this point we'll stop. I don't know if there are any questions, but if there's anything that you want to ask myself, Martin, or Phil, then please, if there's any questions, happy to answer them. No? Brilliant. So fine. Oh, sorry, or individually, yeah, come and see us at the stand. And again, a big thank you for coming. Please take away one of our commemorative mouse mats as part of the QX. And part of that, obviously, we have a very nice journalist commemorative notepad, which I hope you'll take with you as well. Okay, thank you very much.